Hey guys, welcome back to Rock and Ron Garage. Today we're going to work on some engine components. Power steering pump, brackets, alternator brackets, radiator, electric fan. I'm waiting on a few other parts. We're just going to do odds and ends stuff. Maybe some brake lines, put it up on jack stands. So we'll get that done. Or some of it, or all of it, or none of it. Maybe we'll just sit around and chat. Whatever. I got the power steering pump bracket switched over to the reman pump that came with the car. Put the line back on it. I blasted it all, painted it, pulley off the old one, painted back on the new one. So that's ready to go. I got this bracket online. That's the only part I didn't have. Here is the AC pump bracket. I took it off the pump. I gotta blast it, paint it. I'm just mocking everything up right now. I have alternator brackets. I got one on the car already. Trying to piece this thing together. Like I said, I didn't take it apart, so it's kind of new to me to put it together. I've looked at a lot of pictures online. Here's the alternator bracket. Spacer. Battery box, horns, canisters for the emissions, some radiator brackets. I got a lot of that stuff ready to go. There's the master cylinder. I got to bench bleed it. So we're going to go ahead. We're going to mock up the power steering with the AC pump. We're going to leave the pump off, just mock up the bracket. Put the adjustment bracket on. We're going to mock up the alternator. I got it brand new in the box. I'll show it to you in a minute. We're going to give you a bird's eye view of how this works. We have this line here. It goes on this elbow right here, all the way across down to here in the back of the intake. I don't know if it's oil pressure or what, but I had to move it to put this AC pump bracket on. Here is the power steering pump and bracket. It takes a long bolt through here and through the back, and I believe it goes in this one. I could be wrong. It's a little awkward. Come on, Ron. Come on, little doggy. I think it's making a liar out of me. There we go. Yeah. Oh, I bet that bracket goes to that top one too. Let me grab it. Yes, it does. This bracket goes here, here, and there. So I gotta remove that. It's okay. We're learning together. Bolt goes through the bracket. It's a juggling act. Scratch up that fresh paint. It ain't really fresh, but it. Drop a bracket 20 times. There you go. Now let's try it again. There we go. Okay. Now, a couple bolts. Scoot that in. There. A couple bolts. Here and here. Let me grab two of those. These two go here. You know what? I'm gonna use a small one on that. and here. What I'll do is I'll throw a quick impact on those, lightly. Just to snug them up. Get on there. Tight. Let's try that one. Oh, wrong size. Oh, right size. Snug. I'm gonna put the adjustment bolt on the power steering bracket now, on the pump. There we go. All right, so we got a little bit of adjustment here and here. Line goes back to here. We're not ready for that yet, but it's ready. And that, my friend, is your power steering setup. It adjusts here. It's got some room. It's got some room. And the old line goes here. All right, let's move on. We're going over to this side now. Remove the old trusty lines again. And we're going to mess with the alternator. This thing comes from Tough Stuff. Part number 7068. Ford alternator, smooth back, one wire, factory cast with a V-groove pulley. Take a look at her. There it is. Looks pretty nice. Nice and clean and smooth. One wire hookup. There's your ground right there. One wire hookup. I bet the pulley's smaller, but that's all right. It's a smaller belt. That's ground, I know that. It is nice and smooth, man. It's almost powder coated. Yeah. One wire. Self-exciting. Ground goes to the frame or the body. Let's put it on. Here and here. So this might have to come off, the pulley. It's okay. We'll just leave that pulley off for now. And I can see right now, I'm gonna have to clock this. See the hot wire back here? Yeah, it's not aimed in the right place. Nope, not at all. So it has to be clocked. We can turn this, line it up. Yeah. No biggie, no biggie. But I ran into another small problem that everybody that buys this alternator runs into. See my hot cable back there? See the nut? It's hitting the oil dipstick. So what I gotta do is I gotta pull the alternator off, undo the 4 bolts here, and clock it 2 times to bring that bolt over here so it can go straight to the battery or solenoid. So that's what we're gonna do. Gotta take off these 4 bolts here. Hopefully, just slide it. Gotta spin off these 4 bolts. This is for the ground. I'll put it back. Get them out of the way. Of course, I didn't have them all the way out. So 2 spots. 1, 2. The ground, let's put the ground over here. Yeah, it's called reclocking it. A lot of people that get this brand, the Tough Stuff, they all got to do it. Ground. And done. Clocked. Sits like that in the engine. Now the wire comes right off into the solenoid. All right, let's try this again. Spacer. Long bolt. In here. Okay, alternator's all mocked up. Pulley's back on. Nuts and bolts blasted the best I can. Bracket, pads. Get these painted up. There's the bracket you watched. Yeah. AC bracket. We'll get that painted and bolted back on. This is how you paint bolts. Stab them into a piece of cardboard. Paint the back side, front side, only a little bit doesn't get painted. Tip of the day, Rockin' Ron Garage. Rockin' Ron Garage. Best way to paint bolts. We're out here again in the shop. Going to work on the radiator. The radiator I got with the car was a brand new Modine or Modine made for this car, for the 72 Mach 1 351 Cleveland automatic car. I got it just like this. Drain plug was installed. The cooler lines were installed. And instead of running the regular fan on the car, the 6-blade, whatever it was a flex fan. I'm not a fan of those. I'm gonna go ahead and not run the shroud, but I'm gonna run an electric fan. Let me get it out here. Electric fan from a Taurus. It is one of the better ones that people use. It's a pretty good fit. I mean, it's going to be more than enough. I just got to figure out a way to adapt it to this radiator, which it shouldn't be hard. These things I need to remove without tearing stuff up. Or maybe I can just cut some slots in these babies and set it right down in there. What do you think? This fan moves a lot of CFM from what I'm told. I need to notch that out too. That is not a bad idea, Ron. Get it centered up on here. That's going to be perfect. I got the top lip I can work with. Yeah, so I'm going to create slots right here. A little bit wider than these, so this shroud and fan assembly sits down into these brackets that are already on the car. Take my grease pencil, not too high up, so we'll lower it a little bit. Get that locked in. I still might have to, I might not have to mess with that. Go over here a little bit. So I'll cut a slot in here, cut a slot in here with my cutoff tools. Okay. I'm gonna try to put it down on these hooks. Get it to sit nice and flat. I notched this out pretty good. Just with the body saw, both sides. Notched a little bit in the front. Hopefully it covers that. It's more of a guess than anything. Sit it on there. Yeah, it's not gonna hit. I wonder if I can do it that way. One in. And this one in. Get it past. I'm gonna have to take it back off, so bear with me. This is just for mock-up. There you go. See, I'm past that, past this. I can live with that. This will hold it. Go around to the other side. I'm just shooting from the hip on this, guys. I ain't no master at all. We cleared that. Now a couple L brackets down to here, and I think this is ready to go. I have some trim that I can put, some U-channel, some rubber trim. I can put all the way around this so it sits rubber against radiator. I think that'd be pretty good. So with these two brackets, those brackets that hold the original shroud, I know this is a little heavier, I think we're good to go. I'm not gonna mess with cutting this off or nothing. So let me get that squared away. I'll find that U-channel rubber and be right back. Here's what I got. I don't know how good you can see it. It's just a U-channel rubber. If I can get that along the lines there, all the way down, get it to snap in, that should be good. So we'll do that. Okay, quick update. Zoom me out. This fan had a little bit of a lip right here. Just a little bit, I guess, when they molded it. So I had to take my grinder with a flap disc on it and kind of like shave it off so my U-shaped rubber will go all the way around. I had to go all the way around. It kind of looks a little janky, but what are you gonna do? I don't think anybody's gonna nitpick my electric fan. Yeah, so that's where we're at there. Here's the number of the seal I used. I believe I got it off Amazon. Called Trim Seal. It turned out pretty good. Let me grab the fan for you. All the way around. And notched out for there. It fit pretty good. Kind of hides my bad grinding. All the way around. I got these L brackets here, found them in my little cabinets. They don't look right sitting like that. I mean, I can do that, but I can more just as good bolt that thing up here. You know, find out, drill a hole, just you'll see a top of a bolt. Slide this up. Put a bolt down in there, you know, and slice this off. Paint it black. Do both sides. Both sides, bang, boom, done. Done. I'll paint it up. Get it nice and painted. How's it look? It's not bad. It's on there. That baby is not going nowhere. I could trim these off and get real creative, but I'm not even gonna. Not at all. It fits the fan pretty good. I mean, I got it nice and no daylight underneath. It's sitting on there. We should get some good suction out of this. Shouldn't have no problems overheating. I got the plug somewhere for this thing. a plug-in right there. These are some of the parts I got. There's an idler. I believe that's a coil, voltage regulator, spark plug wires, hoses, belts, temp sender for the fan to turn it on and off, hot cables for the battery. Got some other stuff ordered. Brackets are ready to go back on. I really don't know if I'm putting that on yet because I don't think I'm going to do the air yet. I have top radiator brackets. Got 2 pairs now because I bought one. So that's where we're at. One piece at a time, right? I got to look up the wiring diagram for this. Locked. Run it to relay. Get it nice and right. I believe this radiator is ready to go in. I got to put some mounts on here. Okay. Please don't hit, please don't hit, please don't hit, please don't hit. Oh, it's so close. It's so, oh God. It is super, super close. Too close for comfort, I say. Here we are, back again. I finagled it. I scooted the fan over about a ½ inch to an inch. It don't look bad. Still covering up a lot of the radiator and no clearance problems. None whatsoever. So let me grab a couple top radiator mount bolts. Here we are so far. To catch you up to speed, I pulled the radiator back out because I could not get the belts on because the fan was that close. I got the radiator fit in there real good, scooted the fan over a little bit, it's gonna work perfect. Power steering belt went on real good. Got the alternator belt yesterday, put it on. I might have to tighten it up a little bit more. So what we're gonna do, hopefully in this part of the video, pop the radiator back in, get these lines squared away and hooked up, paint that booster. We're gonna put the electronic ignition in this. I got to pull this out because we got to prime this engine. I'll probably change the filter, add some oil to it, hook up some radiator hoses, maybe some heater hoses, maybe wrap that wiring up too. I mean, it sounds like a lot, but it's only filler. I got to put the battery box in too. I got the solenoid now. I could put that in, run a little bit of wiring for the starter, and just get a few steps closer. That's what we'll do. All right, we're gonna pop this battery tray in real quick. Bought this thing and painted it up. Put the clip on the bottom. It takes 3 bolts. One here, and one on the side. I got big washers and stuff. For that one, we're gonna put on the side, on the top. So once I get this lined up, and started, I got these here for the top. They're silver right now, so underneath I'll just zap them with some paint to try to get them uniform. Come on, people. Where you at? There's one. Put the big washer on. Eventually I'm gonna put this thing up on jack stands so I can get to the underneath and the bottom, because I gotta run the brake lines, drive shaft, yoke, speedo, clamp, different stuff like that. It's just a lot of nickel and dime stuff. that you got to do. I'll try to zap this on real quick. In. One battery tray. In. That's done. I'm going to put in the starter solenoid. It calls for small, so like a self-tapper, but I'm going to drill it out to put these 1/4 inch bolts in. I feel much better having a nut and bolt, not just a self-tapper. We're going to put on some radiator hoses. Let's put that radiator down in there. Okay, got the booster all painted up, started to put the combination valve on there, and I realized this brake line is going over the power steering gearbox. So I'm going to jack the car up, put it up on jack stands, which I needed to do anyways, so I can slide underneath it, reroute that, and make life so much easier. So hold on a second, let's go for a ride. All right, I'm gonna slide under and fix that real quick. I'll be right back and we'll get that combination valve put on. Start running the rest of the brake lines. Put the master cylinder in after I bench bleed it. One step closer. All right, hold on. All right, back again. So this is what we got accomplished so far. All the brake lines. Master cylinder has been bench bled. Lines ran, secured, connected. Fuel line all the way down. Ran up. Right there. Going out to the tank. All secured. These brake lines done. I still got to do the e-brakes, but I'll do that another time. I think I got to get a couple more pieces. So we got that done. The booster got painted. Yay. Radiator's back in. Transmission lines are in. Power steering lines are done. Belts are on. Solenoids on. Battery trays on. Alternators on. I'm going to have to repair one of the transmission lines because I kinked it, jacking up the trans to put the right bolts in. Cross members all bolted up the right way. Like I still got to get a yoke, a drive shaft made up. Brake lines done. Done. Got to put a couple grommets in there. I didn't get a chance to get to the distributor yet. We'll do that on the next video. So I'm going to wrap this one up. It's baby steps, but we're getting it done. Sorry I'm so dirty, but thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. And like and subscribe, and I'll have another one out in no time at all. The next one might possibly be starting this baby up. I got to add some oil, new oil filter, Run some vacuum lines, put a carb on it. Put the electronic ignition instead of the points. Heater hoses I got to order. Yeah, we're getting there. We're getting there. All right. Thank you all for watching. Thank you for liking. Thank you for subscribing and comment. Tell me what you want me to do next. Should I work on the interior? Should I get the car jammed out? Let me know. Talk to me. Should I put the front end on it? Should I put the fenders on it? Well, I'm gonna re-loom that loom. Change all the bulbs and get it routed. Make it look presentable. All right, Rockin' Ron Garage. Thank you again. Got those stickers. Rockin' Ron Garage. Rockin' Ron Garage.
Good.